morning, students. Last class we saw the introduction of macroeconomics, meaning of macroeconomics, subject matter and importance of macroeconomics. Today we are going to see about the scope of macroeconomics. Scope means range. The study of macroeconomics has wide scope and it covers the major areas as follows. They are national income, inflation, business cycle, poverty and unemployment, economic growth, and economic policies. National income. Measurement of national income and its composition by sectors are the basic aspects of macroeconomic analysis. The trends in national income and its composition provide a long-term understanding of the growth process of an economy. Here, the trends in national income refers that both the national income and per capita income are first collected at current prices and then at constant prices for eliminating the effect of any change of price level during that period. And this also reflects on standard of living. Here, current price means market value and constant price indicates economic growth to measure the performance of the economy over time or in comparison with other countries. Next one, inflation. Inflation refers to steady increase in general price level. There are various price index numbers such as wholesale price index, consumer price index, etc. are needed for this inflation. Wholesale price index and consumer price index are the two primary measures of inflation. Wholesale price index means it measures and tracks the changes in the price of goods in the stages before the retail level. That is, goods that are sold in bulk and traded between entities or business instead of consumers. Consumer price index measure that examines the weighted average of prices of a basket of consumer goods and services such as transportation, food, and medical care. Business cycle. Almost all economies face the problem of business fluctuations and business cycle. Business fluctuation means it will change, fluctuate as boom period. Sometimes it will become boom, sometimes recession, depression, and then recover. So to solve all these problems, macroeconomics helps to bring stability in price level and analysis fluctuations in business activities. It suggests policy measures to control inflation and deflation. Poverty and unemployment. The major problem of most resources rich nations are poverty and unemployment. So there are two major challenges. What are they? Poverty and unemployment are facing the world economy at present. Unemployment leads to financial crisis and reduces the overall purchasing capacity of a nation. This in turn results in poverty followed by increasing burden of debt. Economic growth. The growth development of an economy and the factors determining them could be understood only through macro analysis. Economic policies. Economic policy refers to the actions that government take in the economic field. It covers the systems for setting levels of taxation, government budgets, the money supply and interest rates, as well as the labor market, national ownership, and many other areas of government interventions into economy. So all these are the scope of macroeconomics. Limitations. Macroeconomics suffers from certain limitations. There is a danger of excessive generalization of the economy as a whole. Here, generalization refers to making broad conclusions from a few facts or statistics. Every salesman lies to make more money on a sale is generalization. So this is a dangerous activities. It assumes homogeneity among the individual units. Homogeneous expectation is an assumption that all investors have the same expectations and make the same choices in a given situation. There is a fallacy of composition. What is good of an individual need not be good for nation and vice versa. And what is good for a country is not good for another country and at another time. Many non-economic factors are determined economic activities, but they do not find places in the actual usual macroeconomic books. Non-economic factors are culture, religion, class and family, tradition, the role of individual, socio-political dependencies, the role of government and existence of duality in the society, they are called as non-economic activity. So these economic non-economic activity factors determine economic activities such as labor, capital, management, etc. Next, economy and its types. The term economy has been defined by A.J. Brown as a system by which people earn their living. In short, an economy is referred to any system or area where economic activities are carried out. The functions or activities also vary. The functioning of an economy by its activities is explained in the flowchart. In an economy, the fundamental economic activities are production and consumption. For these activities, production and consumption activities, all the other, several other activities also supporting. Why the other activities are supporting? To achieve economic growth, all the other activities also supporting. What are the other activities? Economic activities, non-economic activities, and external activities. First one, economic activities. The economic activities, transportation, banking, advertising, planning, and government policies. Non-economic activities are environment, education, entertainment, health, governance, and regulations, etc. are called non-economic activities. Next one, external activities. External activities such as import, export, international relations, emigration, immigration, foreign investment, foreign exchange earnings, etc. are called external activities. All these are the activities that supporting the production activity and consumption activity to achieve economic growth.